Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Um, those of you who are tuning in, we're going to go ahead and do a really unique walkthrough of a fantastic custom home that we have completed here in Washougal, Washington. So Washougal is located just outside of Vancouver, Washington. So we're going to take some time to look through that custom home, as well as take some time to talk you through the custom home process and how we navigate that here at Adair Homes. We'll go ahead, we'll start with some introductions. My name is Sarah. I am a homeownership counselor here with Adair Homes. I service the Southwest region, so the house we're viewing today did come from my build branch. I do counties all the way up the Long Beach Peninsula, and I also go all the way out to the Columbia Gorge, and I will let my counterpart introduce herself.
I am Katie Smith. I'm a homeownership counselor at Adair's Crestwell, Oregon office. In my build area, we call the Mid-Willamette Valley. So I'm like Eugene, south to Roseburg, and then the coast down to Bandon.
Yes, perfect. We both love doing custom homes. It's a very fun aspect of our job. So not many people know this about us, but of course we have our wonderful website where you're able to look through all of the floor plans that we offer on a day-to-day basis. Some would say that those are our standard plans. We also allow for modifications on those plans or different renditions, but we also can do a completely custom build from scratch as well. And that's what we're going to see today. It doesn't look like any of our floor plans that we have on our website or anything like that. So what we'll do first at the start of this presentation is we'll go ahead and we'll take a look through our website. And we'll kind of learn a little bit how to navigate through that space. There's a little bit of custom homes and what have you on there. So Katie, are you able to see my screen currently?
Not yet, but while we're waiting for that to come up, oh, there it is. I did want to say we love interaction and questions as Sarah presents, so feel free to use that chat function and send us your questions, and we'll pause and make sure they're all answered.
Wonderful. Okay, so on our website, you have access to a lot of information right at your fingertips. I would say we're pretty robust in that aspect. So naturally, you can look at our floor plans, you can learn more about the process, you can begin to understand steps and financing options, you can look at blogs and stories from previous customers. So there's a lot that you can do on our website. You won't break it, so feel free to interact with it as you please. Who doesn't love some good online shopping these days? So it's a great place to do that, I would say. So when you come to the website, you can navigate through the plans by whatever you're particularly looking for. Is it a single-story home? Is it going to be a two-story home? Are you looking for something multi-generational? Do you have a preferred look in regards to farmhouse, craftsman, all of that? Or you could just say, let me see it all. And so then you can kind of come on here, take a look through all of our different floor plans. On here, you're going to be able to see a handful of information. Okay, so you would come on to any of our floor plans. You're going to be able to see how that plan looks. So what is the style of this home? How many bedrooms, bathrooms? What is the size of the rooms, pantries, all that information by looking at it. This one's brand new, so I will say, unfortunately, we don't have any photos of this one yet. You could be the first one. It's a beautiful plan. I'm very impressed with this one. We actually got it 2 weeks ago, so it is brand new. You can come through and you can look at different exteriors and how, different textures of siding and different materials on the home will allow it to take on a little bit different of a unique design. Nothing changes on the inside of the house. This would be purely exterior modifications happening only. You're also able to scroll down and get some more information. So how big is this house? If I already own property or I'm looking for land and I absolutely want to build the Oxford, how big of a piece of property do I need? And so down here, you can kind of see all those dimensions of that. You can take a look through all of our standard options. So this is going to show you all of the products that come automatically in the base prices of our homes. So definitely a lot of unique aspects there. And then we do showcase a little bit of our custom homes on our website. Okay, we kind of give you, we only scratch the surface, I would say, on our website. And so you can, of course, design from scratch, or you can do one of our previous custom homes. Both of those are something that's offered to you. As a custom home builder, we have a whole library. Okay, and I get asked a lot, and Katie, you might get asked a lot too, is can I have access to that library? I wish the answer was yes, but there are hundreds of plans in there, and the only way for somebody like Katie and myself to know what that plan looks like is to click on it. So we just really take the time to get to know you and what you're looking for in a house, and then we can look through the library on your behalf and share with you, 3, 4, 8 different plans that maybe check all the boxes you're looking for. But we do give you a little bit of a taste here on the website. So you can kind of look through a few renditions. We've got a few examples of different designs, different things that we can do here on the website. What we're going to look at today is just a one-level home, but we also do basements. This comes up a lot. We are equipped to do a full walkout daylight basement. We can do ADUs. We can do custom duplexes. I mean, really, you have a lot of options, and then multi-generational homes. So Katie and myself showed a video earlier this week of a multi-generational home. It's becoming really popular. And so you come in here, and let's just, in the sake of what we're doing today, we're doing a one level. So you can come in here and you can take a look at other one level designs. What were their square footages? So for example, let's click on this one. This was a custom design that was 2,162 square feet. It was a 2-bedroom design with 3 bathrooms. And then you're able to scroll down, see how this plan looked, but then also get a sneak peek of the floor plan as well, and kind of see how it was laid out, how everything looked on that home, just to kind of give you some inspiration, things to think about. Some of these custom homes tend to get pretty large. So today, for example, the one that we're looking at is going to be over 3,000 square feet. So really good size on some of these custom homes. Oh, this is one of mine. I did that house. Anything you'd like to add in regards to the website, Katie? I think this is one of your houses. I think we did a virtual on this.
We sure did. Yep,
Yeah,
good memory.
Uh-huh.
No, I think just you already touched on it, but I usually, when people come to me with custom ideas or with just ideas in general, my first plan of attack is to take one of our pre-engineered plans and see if I can modify it to get to where they want. And if not there, then I'll go into the previously built custom folder and see what's in that folder that checks all the boxes, just like you said.
Mhm.
And then third plan of attack is to just go full custom. We'll just start from scratch. So yeah, overall goal is to just get to what you want one way or another.
Correct. Yes. And when we take the path of a custom home, it's really all about you. Okay. And so what we'll do now, excuse me, is we will dive in to this particular customer's floor plan. Okay. So as you can see, a single story house is what we're going to be focusing on today. Beautiful sort of like craftsman farmhouse on there, 3-car garage at the front of the house. So what I touched on just a minute ago in regards to doing a custom home and having it be all about you is you're likely taking the path of a custom plan because you have very specific needs or very specific wants in regards to the functionality of your home and how you want to live within it. Okay, so for this particular customer, the husband is in a wheelchair, and that was a heavy focal point in regards to the flow of the house, the functionality from room to room, larger hallways, larger doorways to get in and out of those spaces. And so it's really was catered to those needs, how they wanted to live in the house and function. This is going to be their last forever home. And so it is just about them and the design they were looking to achieve. So Katie, did you want to maybe dive in a little bit in regards to maybe like the first few steps we take with a custom home with a customer?
Yeah, I think depending on the HOC, there's a couple of different avenues. But we want to start with just getting an idea of your budget and knowing all of your expectations, so your non-negotiables within the house, and making sure that it can be done within your budget. So starting point is goal budget. What can we do within that budget? And then, do you want me to go into property evaluations or
Sure. Yeah.
focus
No,
on? Okay.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So one of the key components of the budget is, of course, the property and then also any site development needed. So the idea is that after we've said, okay, yes, we can absolutely build what you want and we can do it within your budget, we want to come see the property and we want to report on everything that needs to be done on that property before a home can be built so that we can put together a full site development budget. And the idea there is that now we know, okay, what the property costs you, what your site development is going to cost you. So we have exactly what's left in the budget for the house itself. So then we can really focus on the house and start doing our deep dive into the house.
Perfect. And then the purpose of the deep dive into the house is so that we can begin to understand what you're looking for in a home, so that we can begin to help you understand the anticipated cost for that home. Okay, so every custom home tends to have a little bit different of a focal point, a little bit different of exterior features, interior features. When it comes to the cost, Katie and I, we're not only trying to understand what the bones are going to cost, like the actual structure itself, but what is the house going to cost once it has all of the touches you're wanting included. Naturally, a tile shower isn't directly built into the bones of a house. That is an optional feature that you can choose to add. And so what does that tile shower look like? Is it 7 feet by 4 feet? Is it 5 feet by 5 feet? What does that look like? That way we're able to accurately price it. For example, this customer has a couple of unique things. We've got a really nice bonus room over here that's got a built-in pellet stove. This was pretty important to them, as this bonus room is going to serve as the man cave. So in here, you're going to see lower cabinets, and then you're like, lower cabinets in the bonus room, man cave. This particular customer likes to collect unique whiskey bottles and scotch and bourbon. And so from there, he wanted to have some cabinets. You're going to see a wine fridge built in there as well. And then he's going to do some really nice custom shelving to display his bottles. So kind of understanding what his goals were for that space so that we could set him up for success. They also have a beautiful view. I wish we could see a little bit more of it in the video today, but that's okay. We're going to see the back of the house, which is kind of the view for us. So, like, ooh, look at how pretty. But massive, massive patio cover on the back of this house. I've been with the company for 5 years. This is probably the biggest patio cover I've ever personally designed. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to carry through with the same vault as the main house. So we're going to see that. It's really important for them to be able to enjoy their outdoor space. These particular customers are on 10 acres, and they do, I would say they have a farm. I would definitely classify them as that. They've got some miniature donkeys, which are so cute. But they've got a couple of barns, some horses, some chickens, things like that. We'll see a little bit of the farm lifestyle in the exterior of the house. And so that was a big focal point to them to be able to enjoy that outdoor space. They also wanted to have a very large, like, utility room, very universal space. We made one last tweak to this plan that you don't see on the floor plan that I've brought up. We added a door right here. So we are going to see in the video that all of this space is connected via a door. Their walk-in closet gives way to the utility room, because how nice. You need to do laundry and you just, here we go right here, and then go right.
So
Yeah.
smart. Yeah, love that.
Yeah, pretty nice in that regards. And then just big, spacious, as you're seeing, these are really wide hallways, 4 feet wide. Every doorway on this plan is 3 feet wide, just to make sure it was functional for everybody who was living within this space, to be able to navigate. We did this house in a farmhouse exterior. So when we do the farmhouse, it's just going to come with a few like unique aspects that we would notate with our farmhouse. That would be these gridded windows. So like this 3 grid window style is pretty universal to our farmhouse exterior. Same with this front door. So this would be our preferred farmhouse standard front door we'd give with that exterior, along with the garages here, these garage doors, my apologies. And then of course the board and batten siding. So this vertical siding that you're seeing on this home, getting a sneak peek of the patio cover here, and then this will be the back side. This doesn't do it justice. Just wait until you actually see this. It's absolutely stunning. And so once we've taken the time to understand your wants and needs, and we've been able to produce what we would say is an accurate estimate on what we can anticipate the cost of the project going to be, we're then going to start you down the custom home process. Katie, did you want to touch on what their first meeting that they'll have with the custom home team?
I sure do. I myself have had one of these meetings. I've built a custom plan with Adair. So the first meeting is with our custom home design team. So we have a drafting representative, we have a design representative, and we have a purchasing representative along with your HOC. They are going to have looked at before the meeting your plan ideas and your list of non-negotiables and everything that you want incorporated into your plans. And then they're going to pull them up along with your property evaluation and just totally wrap their heads around the project. So any site necessities or details. And I noticed, is there a step foundation on this one? Was there some slope to mitigate?
There was anticipated, this is throwing me off. There was anticipated, but when you
Okay.
watch the video, you're going to see that the excavator was actually able to work some magic, and these aren't real.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
Okay. But in some cases, if the property is requiring a walkout basement, like Sarah mentioned earlier, or just maybe an elevated deck because of slope. So reviewing the property is a key component in that meeting. And then they do the fun stuff. They go kind of room by room through this house. What's your intended use? How do you envision using this space? Maybe here's some ideas on how we can make it more efficient. But by the end of the meeting, they've got a clear idea and a clear path forward as far as producing your first set of design plans.
Yes, perfect. And so that meeting, yeah, it's just focused on you, learning everything that you want. From there, after that meeting, a plan like this that we're showing on the screen is what gets birthed from that. You're going to get actual blueprints for that design that we talked about during that meeting. You're going to be able to look through them, touch them, and then decide, do you like what we created? Do you love it? Do you want to make a few more changes? Do you want a couple more windows here? And maybe we don't love the layout of this particular bedroom and we want to change it just a little bit and make the doorway go here or the closet be a little bit bigger, whatever it might be. We are going to allow for revisions. So you get to make those tweaks. You get to take the time to customize your custom design. And we're going to go back to that team to continue to make it, to update it, to make it look exactly the way you want it. And the purpose of that, the reason why we'll continue to do that until it looks the way that you want it before we move forward is we're then going to price the house from scratch. Okay, and in order for our purchasing agents and our purchasing team to accurately price it from scratch, we need to understand the exact structural components that you're wanting in the home. Number of windows, number of doorways, appliance layout, number of cabinets, all of that. So the structure is very much tied to us being able to get an accurate cost of the home. And so from there, once it looks structurally the exact way you want, we price it. Okay, and then somebody like Katie and myself then presents that pricing to you. And then from there, we get to the fun part, which is modifications, the sort of like interior aesthetics of the house, the pretty part, I would say. And that's your cabinets, your flooring, your countertops, all of that. And so these particular customers in Washougal, here in the Evergreen State, just had on a farm. We definitely are going to see that rustic country chic carry through the whole entire house. And so with that, we'll go ahead. We're going to watch the video now, okay? And so what we're going to do, we're going to play the video the first time all the way through. We're not going to pause it. We're not going to stop it at all, so you can just see it in its entirety. In the background, Katie and I will commentate on a few things, but this is also going to be a great opportunity for you to ask any questions that you might have up to this point. So please utilize that chat feature and ask any questions that you might have. And then we're going to play the video a second time, and we're going to pause a little bit here and pause a little bit there just to maybe talk through some specifics of the house or talk through some specifics on what we're seeing.
And this is, fun fact, Sarah's absolute favorite exterior paint scheme to kick things off.
Yes, it is.
Starting off strong.
I do tend to do that paint scheme a lot, yes.
Are these bourbon or tobacco?
These are tobacco.
Okay.
So that is in reference to the stain color that we're seeing for the cabinets in this kitchen. And we're going to see this tobacco stain carried throughout. We've got some beautiful floating shelves as well in a couple spaces, also carried through in that same stain color tobacco from the cabinet shop. So sneak and peek into the pantry. And so this preference on having the second freezer in this space was strong. So as you can see, this is like a pre-designed bump out in that space because we knew that they wanted it all along. Commercial appliances. So when we kind of pause and what have you, we'll touch on the process of getting appliances like this installed in our homes. There's the farm. I wish the mini donkeys were like in this clip. Like that would have been perfect.
That was an opportunity from the photographer.
So now we're going to kind of step into the bonus room. Katie, do you want to touch at all on why we're seeing the blue tape and such on the walls?
I sure do. So we like to get in for our pictures. We don't want to hold up move-in, but we like the house to be as done as possible so that we can kind of capture the whole picture for the video. So what you're seeing is a step before move-in. The homeowners have walked through the house with their superintendent and pointed out things that maybe need touch-ups or corrections, and marked those with blue tape. So the superintendent is going to arrange for those things to be fixed or touched up before handing over the keys. So we came to take videos between that final walk and then handing off the keys.
Yes. This particular customer was very hungry to get into their house. So unique kind of backstory. This is a manufactured home replacement. Okay. Yeah, this kind of comes up quite a bit. In my particular area, I've got a lot of like old farmland, which is, where we are today. And you tend to see a lot of manufactured homes that were maybe placed, let's say in the 80s or early 90s. And, people are like, you know what? We now need our forever home. We love our property. We don't want to move. Let's replace it. Perfect. That's a great idea because we can still use your same power. If you're on a well, we can still use that same well. You've already got the driveway in place. So very common to do what we did here and just replace a manufactured home.
Love it. I love that they did the full wrap around the windows. I think the full wrap trim package. I always think that the black windows are such a statement that they look amazing with or without any trim, but the full wrap matches their aesthetic. It looks great.
It does, yeah. And so black windows would be an upgrade with us. I would say if you're looking at this and you're like, I'd rather the inside of the window match the trim and be white, just know that we also offer those windows. So we do a two-tone as well where we could do black on the exterior and white on the interior if you have that preference. Going to kind of come down the hallway. Love that there's a window there just to, if you want to snoop on the front door again, it's right there. These are the guest rooms that were there in this space. just right in front of where the bonus room was. Just love the amount of windows that they
Yes.
have in this house. We
Yeah.
touched on the trim around the windows, but what I will say is this Craftsman trim we're seeing around the doors and these 2-panel doors as well are completely standard. So customer didn't particularly spend any extra money on those features. They just already come in the base price of our homes.
Okay, so this isn't the primary suite. Is this a second
Correct.
primary, a dual primary? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
Mhm.
missed that when you were sharing the plan. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, there is sort of like a mini suite at the
Okay.
front of the house, and that's what we're in currently.
Okay. Very
They
nice.
also did something so cool that I've never done before, and then after we did it, I was like, I want this. And instead of just doing a normal like entry closet that's just like small,
Mhm.
we just saw it and we probably didn't I didn't point it out because it's just in a hallway, but they did a walk-in closet as their entry closet.
Has a coat closet thing. Okay, that's really smart because that
It
is such a
is.
collection place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Mm.
for me, it's like I got that small little entry closet, but my vacuum also goes in there, like my Swiffer
Mm.
goes in there. Like I was like, I need
Uh,
this in my life.
really. Uh-huh. I like it.
hmm
9-foot plate.
Yes. Yep. 9-foot ceilings in this home.
I like their they've got like a really healthy combination of upgrades and standard features. I think they
hmm
they did somebody had a really good eye for design or the vibe they wanted. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Um, the wife, had a very strong preference on the kitchen and the cabinets and the floors.
Mhm.
And then after that, it was pretty easy breezy, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Um, floors, of course, were really important. They wanted heavy duty, long lasting floors. So we're seeing a really nice luxury vinyl plank in this space. Just as I mentioned earlier, with the husband in the wheelchair, we just wanted to make sure that we had something that was going to hold up long term.
Mhm. Yeah. But it looked like, was it a standard carpet in the secondary bedrooms?
Yep, we just keep standard carpet in those areas.
And then standard luxury vinyl tile in the bathrooms?
Correct. In
Okay.
the guest bath. We'll
This
see
room is
something a little
massive.
bit different in this primary.
Okay. Okay.
This is the primary bedroom. Yes, it is quite large.
Mhm.
People are like, what would you do with all this space? They wanted to have a bedroom, but also like a seating area. If they
Oh.
just wanted to kind of come in here and chill in their bedroom and watch TV on their own and stuff like that and not be in the other space. So that's why it's just a little bit larger, but it's functional for what they wanted it for. So we've got a really nice tile floor in this
Mhm.
space. We're seeing our standard drop-in soaker tub. So this comes in the base price of any of our homes that are going to kind of be over that 2,000 square foot mark. And then we're going to see a beautiful curbless roll-in
Ah,
shower.
love it. Okay.
Yeah, so there's no curb on that shower at all, just for ease of transition and getting in there. We did the shower bench. We'll definitely pause it the next time we run through the plan just so we can talk through the specifics of the grab bars and some of the other functionality. Um, Same thing I touched on in our video from Tuesday. We did the extra space next to the toilet. I'll touch on why.
Big closet.
Correct. And then this is something that the customers did on their own. So, if you have a preference for, specialty organizers and what have you, we can do them, of course, but with anything that's customized like this, to do it through a true cabinet shop, you're just going to spend a little bit more. Whereas this customer had me just leave it all as drywall, so just walls in that closet, and then they went to IKEA.
Ah,
They pushed the easy button. And here's the utility room, like we mentioned earlier, with the door directly off of the closet. And then we're looking into the bedroom through the hallway. But now we're going to take a left.
what was the countertop in the utility room?
Yeah, so the countertop in the utility room is just a laminate. So a
Okay.
roll countertop. She didn't see the need to spend a lot of money in there. So we have quartz standard in our base price. But she even was like, it's a laundry room. What can I get for cheaper? And so we did just a laminate.
I like it.
This is that beautiful patio cover.
Mhm.
3-tiered that is just so pretty.
Mhm.
Groove alder underneath. That's all real wood in that space. Absolutely stunning.
That is beautiful. Yep.
Mhm. Yes, and we'll touch on this the next time we watch it. We're seeing asphalt, we're seeing concrete. What do we do? What did they do? Perfect. Okay, so we will go ahead. We're going to watch it again one time through, and then this is where I will pause it. Katie and myself will touch on a handful of things. And then once again, if you have any questions at this moment or questions on anything we've done so far, please go ahead and put those in the chat. We'd love to kind of give you those answers live and in real time for you. So Katie did, tell my dirty little secret. This is one of my favorite exteriors. So in the base price for Adair, we do all interior and exterior paint. So you get to choose what you would prefer the paint to look like. For the exterior, we have 30 different schemes that you can choose from. And so it is out of 30. This is my favorite. And then site development. Okay, so Katie touched on earlier about how we will want to come out and walk your property so we can begin to understand any unique characteristics of that property, anything that the house design might need to take into consideration the flow of the property. But we are also a full service builder. So what I mean by that is we're also prepared to do all of the site development on your behalf. So we want to come out there to begin to understand what your property needs, but also what the cost of those needs are going to be. And so from there, the dirt movement you're seeing here on this site, the piles that you're going to kind of see, all that was all something that we did on behalf of the customer. And then the finished concrete that you're going to see around this house, it is something that Adair is equipped to do. We don't automatically include the concrete in the base price of our homes, and that's simply because you might have a different preference. We're not going to force the concrete on you. You might want pavers. You might prefer the look of a deck. You could have a different vision. And so if that vision is concrete, you're in luck. We do that. But if your vision's something else, you have the freedom to do that yourself as well. Anything you'd like to add to that, Katie?
No, the windows we talked about for a minute, but in our base price, we do mill guard windows, of course, but they are white vinyl interior and exterior. And then there's a slew of other optional colors as upgrades, but black has by far and away been the most popular upgrade I've done of late. I assume for you too.
Yes, it has. As soon as we kind of encompass that as something, okay, don't do that to me, video. Okay, perfect. I now have like this light cursor view. I think it's the pausing that throws it off because the first time we watched it, we had no issues. And then she got a little laggy on me there.
Yeah.
So we touched on it a little bit, but this is an upgraded cabinet that we're seeing throughout this space. So this customer did choose to do our naughty alder line. That is how we are able to see all the natural grooves and knots of the natural wood. And then they chose to do our tobacco stain. So we're seeing that upgraded cabinet in these spaces. The countertop as well would have been an upgrade. They actually went with a granite. Okay, so this is a granite countertop. Quartz for us is standard in the base price. You've got a couple of options. And then from there, we operate in a tiered system. So we have different tiers that you can go up to. And how the pricing works there is we're just going to charge you the cost difference between what we include in the base price of our home and what you want to go to. And that way we're able to honor the credit of the product that's already in the home. We're also seeing some commercial appliances in here. Okay, so commercial appliances is where somebody like Katie and myself, we have our hands tied a little bit in the sense that we can't source those on your behalf. So you might ask me, Katie, Sarah, how did you put the appliances in this house? It's a great question, Katie.
Thank you.
So how we go about doing that for our customers is I will send you almost on a little bit of a shopping trip. in the sense, just go online, tell me what you like, send me some links, and from there I'm able to access what we would call spec sheets, like a almost like a handbook of sorts that's going to tell me the size of the units. It's going to show me where the gas line is located. This is a gas range that we're seeing in this kitchen. Is it on the left side or is it on the right side? Because I should make sure that my connection point is aligning as well. How big of an outlet is this appliance going to need? How wide is it? I'm designing the cabinets, so if we didn't take the time to understand how wide that cabinet needed to be before we design the house, how would we know that your unit's going to fit once you move in? And so those are all things that we want to understand. That's why we'll ask for the schematics. We'll ask for spec sheets, so specifications of these, just to make sure we're setting up the cabinets the correct way. That would have been for the refrigerator in this space. That would be for the microwave you saw there, and the 48-inch commercial range unit. Wish we got a better sight or a shot of it. I'm going to go back just a little bit and try to strategically pause. So I apologize, and I hope it won't lag too much. One thing we didn't get a really good shot of when it came to the video of this house is the vault. So this great room does have, okay, you can do it, video. I believe in you. It does have a stunning vault. We can't quite see it in the video, so I do apologize that we weren't able to capture that. But this is the entryway coming right off the front door, comes into this space, and the vault follows that. Their TV is going to be over here. And so they just wanted a beautiful focal point. They might do something in the future with this ceiling, but they weren't quite set on what they wanted to do. So we left it blank. They'll probably do some faux beams with maybe some tongue and groove ceilings and what have you as well. When we get a good opportunity as well, I'm going to try to pause it to talk about something that comes up every once in a while for me, and that would be the need for fire suppression system. Okay, so this house does have a full sprinkler system installed, and you might be asking me, well, Sarah, I don't see them, and that is the goal. So I'm gonna pause it right here. So this right here, believe it or not, is a sprinkler head. Okay, so the system that we use in our homes is recessed, and then they're covered with a little plastic cap. That way they look like they're part of the ceiling, and they're not those stainless steel bulky sprinkler heads. That's not cute. It's not cute for a house, okay? So we do that recess system, and it's triggered. So it's heat triggered. And so once the fire suppression would be triggered, that plastic plate comes off and the sprinkler head drops down to set off the fire suppression for the house. And you can kind of see those little circle guys all over the house. Now that I've pointed them out, you might notice them a little bit more.
They are very discreet.
So we see one in the entryway. And it just, different jurisdictions have different rules on how that's going to get triggered. Where this particular customer built, the trigger for them was square footage. So anything over 3,600 square foot in this jurisdiction needs fire suppression, unless there is a fire hydrant readily available at the front of their property. 3,600 for this jurisdiction is everywhere a leaf can land. Okay, so the house itself is only about, no, it's over it. Never mind. I was about to just tell a lie. We're over. So this particular customer, cost-wise, it was about $22,000 on this house to encompass that fire suppression system. This is right around 3,700 square feet, so not necessarily a small home. It's quite a large system.
The window trim again. It looks so sharp.
It does. It's a very, very pretty house. It's a gorgeous piece of land, too.
Okay, they did an upgraded backsplash. Is it the craft tiles? Okay, so not a huge upgrade.
No, not a huge upgrade. You
Yeah.
know, I think like $170 in this bathroom.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice. And then all the
But
doors.
she wanted something, and so it's got the bone base because naturally, you know, we've got that very unique granite throughout this space, and then you've got the very cream colored walls, and then you've got the very rustic cabinets. So she didn't want the backsplash to be a showpiece. She
Mhm.
just wanted it to be very clean and something that would like fade into the background in
Mhm.
these
Mhm.
spaces.
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, for anyone watching, in this home they did an amazing job of like same cabinet package throughout and same countertops throughout most of it and same backsplash throughout most of it. And that's absolutely, if you're someone who likes that kind of symmetry or that sameness throughout, absolutely an option. But if you're also someone who wants maybe to design every room individually, that's also an option. So food for thought.
Yes. Lots of options. So in here, you're seeing a grab bar right next to the toilet. Okay. And so that's just in regards to accessibility, you know, making sure everybody can use this space. So you're going to see grab bars next to all the toilets when we get the chance in the video. And then when we get to the primary bathroom, I'll make sure to pause it because we see some grab bars in the shower as well. So we'll talk through those specifically. If I'm giving a little bit of an interesting sound from my speaker, please know it's because the landscapers just showed up. And so I hear a weed eater out there, but I can't see him.
Okay, good to know.
This is the style of our closets. So we don't do any wire shelves in our homes. So every house will come with that solid shelf and the solid wood pole to hang the clothes on. And you were right, Katie, this is just standard carpet. So we've got one of two carpets that come in the base price of our homes. We've got a very like neutral brown and a very neutral gray from customers to choose from. And then of course, I mean, we have options for everything. So that would just be up to you if you have a preference on carpet and what you'd like to see.
They must have mirror ideas for some of the bathrooms. I noticed there's some mirrors that we did standard and some that we deleted.
Correct, yes.
And then standard
And
doors.
mm-hmm. We are seeing the levers in here. So knobs, so door knobs for each one of these interior doors would be standard. And they chose to go up to the levers, just as a little bit more functional, a little bit easier to use. Coming back into the massive primary suite.
Now
We've
that
got
you
that
pointed
door.
out, yeah, that
Yeah.
sitting space, they have just like a corner full of windows. I mean, it's perfect for a little sitting area.
It is. And there's a door there on the end. So if they wanted to go directly out to their patio cover, they can. Coming back into the primary bath, just really open in here. There's a lot of space for activities in this bathroom.
Did we do heated floors?
We did not on this one. Did not do heated floors. The one that we're going to be showing on Tuesday has heated floors, though. So stay tuned, Katie.
Okay, but the windows all the way around the tub is
Oh,
perfection.
it just wants to be because I touched it. Okay. We're going to get to the shower and I'm going to pause it. So I apologize that it's a little laggy. Oh, no.
A good close up of the granite. It's perfect.
It is perfect. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here. So like I mentioned earlier, this is a curbless. Okay, so it doesn't have any ledge on the end. So this particular customer is able to just, you know, roll right in. We did a bench here as well so that we could utilize the bench when taking the shower. We did a little bit lower of a soap niche as well on this wall just for accessibility. And then we've got a couple of grab bars in this space as well. And so that way he can kind of, you know, he can pull himself up, utilize the shower, what have you. You're seeing a bar up above for a shower curtain. Okay, so I think this is something important to note. So for us here at Adair, we don't necessarily dabble in custom glass for our houses. Okay, it's not an area that we specialize in. So for any customer who would maybe want glass utilized to enclose this space, it's 100% an option to you. It just is not something we'd be able to complete as part of the project. So we include this rod for you to do a shower curtain, and then from there you would be able to invite a third party, like custom glass company, to come into your home to fit you with what you're looking for specifically, and then they would be able to install it for you. Anything you'd like to add to that, Katie?
No, ma'am. That was perfect.
I do my best. Over here, you're going to see a larger space for the toilet. Once again, even small things like this are because of accessibility. So it's much easier. You see all this space between the toilet and the wall. It's much easier to be able to pull up to the toilet from the side and just slide over to the toilet than it is to try to pull up to it from the front and then physically stand up, turn around, and sit on the toilet. So it's little details like this, like I mentioned earlier, that are really all about how you want to live in the home, the functionality of the home, just so that we can make sure we get it absolutely right for the way that you want to live inside the house. Here's that walk-in closet again. Well, she had a strong preference of it being carpet, because we both know, Katie, typically when I do the bedroom, the carpet goes hand in hand, but she wanted carpet in her bedroom. Okay, any questions or anything coming through that chat?
No, but a customer just walked in with a tray full of cookies.
Oh, too funny. I also just had customers walk in, but I've got a 2 o'clock appointment. So
oh my gosh.
We're going to let them hang out for just a minute.
This Friday just took a great turn.
I would love a tray full of cookies. Where's mine?
You can, if you want to stop by, I will save you one.
You're like, I'll just make a quick 2-hour drive. It's okay.
I mean, she's brought cookies before. I would say they're worth it.
Uh-huh. Oh, too cute.
What, do you know off the top of your head what flooring this is?
It is our Soprano HD line.
Oh, okay.
And I believe this is the Oro.
Okay, so it's a group C, kind of right in the middle. Perfect.
Correct. Yep. And it's still a product that we offer today.
Beautiful.
I love all the wood on the backside. I love the tongue and groove. And to be honest, the green was the best paint scheme for this house.
It's perfect. I mean, it kind of blends in with the trees. It's perfect.
It does. It does. I'm going to pause here. So this asphalt, so like I mentioned earlier, concrete is totally in our wheelhouse. It's something that we can do for the project 100%. When it came to the driveway and when it came to everything around the garage, the customer had a stronger preference to have that as asphalt. It's not a problem for us. We don't specialize in asphalt, but we'll definitely assist with coordinating when a company can come to the site. We'll definitely coordinate having the dirt ready for the asphalt to be poured and all of those things. It just would need to be brought in by a third company with their special equipment. Naturally, asphalt is something that is poured hot. So we will be 100% on the same page with that company. We just won't be able to install it for you. Then it's going to take us to the end of the video. And so with that, without having any particular questions, I can go ahead and give everybody back the rest of their Friday. Just want to say thank you for spending the time with us today. We do have another virtual we're going to be doing on Tuesday of next week. That virtual, it won't be a Facebook Live. Okay, so if you're wanting to tune in and watch another walkthrough of a home, you would be able to go to our website, and then under events on our website, you'd be able to sign up for that virtual on Tuesday.
Beautiful. Thank you for this. I mean, this house was beautiful. I'm really glad that you showed it.
Yes, I'm glad we got the video of it. It was touch and go there for a second.
Yeah, the timing. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a couple of big moving parts at the end, and so our marketing team went through a handful of reschedules with me because I was like, "Oh, sorry, we got to push it just a
Yeah.
couple more days."
So
We got to push it, but they were like, "We got to get this house," and so
Mhm.
we stuck it through, and we got it. So that's the
Perfect.
part.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, well, everybody, enjoy your weekend, and thank you for joining us for this event.